Yo, what's going on, guys? Master Kev here again with another video. And today we're gonna be doing another tier list. I told you guys I'm gonna be doing hella tier list. This one is gonna be the first tier list that I will say this is so I'm gonna tell you right now. From number 10 to number 4, you can swap them however you like. This is opinionated based because all of these characters do about the same. They're not that great. I think the top 3 are the top of the EZAs, at least of these specific EZAs. So I think the top 3 are pretty obvious, but between 10 to 4 you can really swap them. It doesn't matter. If you guys tell me in the comment section below like, hey, I like this guy over this guy, I'm not gonna be mad. Honestly, these guys are we don't have that many great sub EZAs or like EZAs from banner units. So it's as you can see, those are half of the people you see here are like weird collabs, like Dragon Ball Heroes or future like weird fusions. I mean, but let's just get into it. This is gonna I'm gonna try to make this quick. Let's go to number 10. Supreme Kai of Time, adult version. Mommy Supreme Kai of Time. Alright, all jokes aside though, very good support. Very good on every single team that you bring her in. Her defense is nothing. This is what I'm trying to say right now. The defense on all of these characters, besides the top 3, are nothing like actually crazy. So like these characters are gonna be okay. You know, they're like a good 7th option. This is just a tier list, so you guys are aware of these 7 options. Think about of this tier list as, oh, I can run him as my 7th slot unit. Cool, you know. So she massively raises attack and defense on super. If you give her double additional, she can double super, double massively raise her defense. She'll be like, depending on what you have her, she'll be like between 400 to 600k defense if she double supers again. She gives crit, defense, and attack to all allies. But it is a great chance. So I mean, all allies get, she's still supporting, but then she gives like an extra like additional support. But it is a chance. It's just a chance to get that extra additional support. Nonetheless, it does help out. She is a very, very, very good 7th slot unit, and I would recommend her. I would if in one of these teams I needed a 7th slot support unit, I'd probably use her. I'm serious. So that's gonna be our number. Oh no! Ha! All right, you're gonna have to give me a sec. All right, guys. So we're back. I misclicked and I kind of already spoiled number 9, so I'm just gonna put number 10 and number 9 right there. So Supreme Kai of Time number 10. I'll put Piccolo number 9. So Piccolo. Oh, I took him out. Ah, god damn it. Let's just talk about him. I don't really need his details. We'll just talk about him real quick. So the reason I put Piccolo number 9, it's kind of like I said, you can switch these, but I'm trying to say too much. The reason I put Piccolo number 9 is because he is, I believe he is the best world tournament unit, and that holds a lot of value if you're actually a world tournament grinder, because he clears quick. He clears quick, and I mean it. I made it to the top 1,000 or top 10,000. I was like top 2,000. Yes, top 2,000 in the world. And it was because I was using Piccolo and I was clearing these, like obviously I was grinding, but I was clearing it really quick. And on top of that, even if you're not using him on World Tournament, he's a pretty decent 7th option as well. He gets up to around 300k defense, 400k defense. He can take normals. He's not gonna survive a super, but he can take normal. He's just an option that you can bring, but I'm definitely giving him the edge on that world tournament status, because he is, I believe he is the best world tournament unit, and he is a banner unit. So let's go again. This tier list is a mess, but whatever. Let's go to number 8, which is Janembu. Now I'm glad I do have him pulled up because I do need to read his passive. So Janembu, I've used him on a couple red zones. I do like this unit, but he doesn't have them. Like he has teams, but there's better options on the teams that he has. But that doesn't mean you can't run him. If you run him, and I rarely say this, but if you run him, I suggest you run him full dodge, because the moment that he dodge, he starts guarding. That's what he needs. You need to dodge with him for him to start guarding. So you have to make sure he stacks defense. So every turn he's gonna have more and more defense. But if you want to use that defense to the max potential, you need him to guard. So he already has a medium chance to evade, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, you can give him more dodge to give him more of a chance to get that guard. Because as soon as you get that guard, you're good. But it's such a bad RNG. Like if it was a 50-50 coin flip, I think it would be way better. I think I rank him way higher. But the fact that he only has a 30% chance to evade attacks, I can't give it to him. You know, like he is good. He is good. But there's better options. There's better options. Anyways, let's just move on. Like I said, I want to make this tier list quick. Number 7. Great Saiyan Man 3. So let me get rid of Vegeta here real quick. Let me put Great Saiyan Man at number 7, and let's talk about Great Saiyan Man. So Great Saiyan Man is another unit that I've used on my a couple of my red zone runs. He is very, very good when it comes to tanking normals. I can't say this enough. He is very, very good when it comes to taking normals. When it comes to taking normals, he's one of the better tankers in the game. I think the best normal tanker in the game isn't even yet out on global. Remember, guys, this is a global tier list. But I think Vegito Blue. The EZA Super Vegito is the best normal tanker in the game. But this guy's pretty good, and that's it. That's really it. As long as you don't get this guy caught getting supered, you're good. You're good. So you can run this guy and probably run somebody with a scouter. Depending on the team that you have, you could probably run somebody with a scouter and try to always get this guy to always tank the normals. Like the hardest hitting normals, he will be able to tank. So that's really much all for him. He doesn't have too much. The reason I'm not too high on this tier list, I'm still making it, but the reason I'm not too high on this tier list, not too emotional, is because these units, like I said, from between 10 to 4, you can swap them however you want. I'm not gonna argue. Whereas in my other tier list, I would have argued. I would have been like, no, yes, I'm telling you why I'm putting this one here. All right, so we get him out of the way. Next one, Super Vegeta. I'm Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and Bulma. Okay, I have this guy. Him and Great Saiyan Man do about the same thing, but this guy has just a little bit more of an edge over Great Saiyan Man for a couple of reasons. Vegeta technically has a better normal counter. It's minus 40%. So Great Saiyan Man was minus 30% per normal. So Vegeta's is minus 40%. So he definitely has a higher ceiling in that aspect. Not ceiling, but like he definitely gets to tank normals just a little bit better than Great Saiyan Man. And on top of that, what I wanted to give it on Vegeta is his rage mode. You get Vegeta's rage mode, you have a free turn. That's actually how it is. He doesn't have a passive, which sucks. Oh, never mind. He does have a passive. I was reading the wrong one. Oh, key +1 and attack plus 122%. Yeah, I was like, he doesn't have a passive? I was so confused with it for a sec. But anyways, so he does have a passive. Key +1, attack plus 122%. Very good. It's not crazy damage. Trust me, it's not crazy damage. And he has a super attack effect, where he raises attack temporarily, causes supreme damage. And then there's different super attacks depending on because he has like different he has one of those like 4 or 3 supers, so it really just depends. But for that turn, he's gonna be doing decent damage, and it's a free turn. So if you know that the boss is gonna super that turn, pop your active, or not pop it because you can't pop it. It just happens. And yeah, it could be a lifesaver. Honestly, it could be a lifesaver. That's why it's a really good ability to have. I've never personally used it that much, not gonna lie. That's why I'm like kind of iffy about it. I've seen videos of it, but I've actually never used that ability that much. I never really need it because I don't really run this Vegeta. This Vegeta is just a 7th option, but for the most part, he does have a couple of teams. I would only be using him on specific teams, but he's still an option for you guys, at least. For somebody that has this Vegeta, I don't want him to think he's garbage. He's not the best, but he definitely tanks normals, and that's what you at least want to have. Like a 7th option that can at least tank normal and won't die to a normal. Like, especially against these hardest bosses. So, that's number 6. That's number 6. Let's go to number 5. Ha, okay. So, number 5. We got this Super Saiyan God Goku. I'm not gonna lie, I had him number 4, but number 4 has just a little bit more that I like over this God Goku. But this God Goku's good. This God Goku's good. If you have him rainbowed, which most of you should have rainbowed, but if you don't have him rainbowed, then that's fine. He still would be good. But if you have him rainbowed, this man's like 400k defense. Raises attack for 3 turns. As long as you're super attacking, he stays raising attack for like every 3 turns. He'll stay raising attack. So he'll be at 400k defense. He'll greatly raise attack for attack and defense. I mean, for that turn. And when he raises it, it should be at like 600k defense. Plus, he gets damage reduction up to 30%, which you definitely notice it. You do need to get hit. Which is kind of a shitty ability. I hate when they keep adding units that need to get hit. There's so many units that need to get hit nowadays with all these bosses not doing that many hits, and when they do those hits, they hit so hard that this is kind of a bad passive. But still good. You build this guy's full passive, and he looks really good. He looks very, very, very good. Not gonna lie. Plus, he has that additional. I didn't even mention. Plus, he has that additional attack and defense 80% when performing a super. So his defense is actually higher than it would normally look. So, because of all of that, I put him number 4. But, like I said, you can move this guy between. You can put this guy number 4, or you can put him number 3. But I think the top 3 are kind of like just clear cut the best ones. But let's go. Let's put him number 4. Let's put him number 4 real quick. Let's put him number 5. And let's put number 4. We're just gonna go put number 4 here, and we're gonna take this out, and then we're gonna go right here. It's Sealess. Okay. I have a little bit of bias towards this dude, but when I was using the Dragon Ball Heroes and crossover leader skill, and I was using Hearts and Robelu and all of these units, I think the unit, besides Robelu really impressed me, but besides Robelu, I think the second unit that impressed me the most was definitely this Sealess. He gets attack and defense 100%, plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super. That, it always goes, I feel like people read that and it always goes under their head. When you get 100% attack and defense on super, it's a really, really, really good ability. And he's hovering around 200, 300k defense. He gets defense on super, so he'll get that. So he'll be like 400, 500k defense. Plus he raises defense for 1 turn. He'll be like at 600, 700k defense. Plus he's supporting the units, which will be artificial life form and time travelers. Plus he has a high chance of evading enemy super. That high chance is very, very, very good. That high chance is very good. It's a very good additional. He doesn't need it, but it's a very good additional. So you can actually put this guy on the slot 1 if you really wanted to. If you think that he would help you, you can put him in slot 1, bank on that coin flip, dodge the super and just tank every other normal because of after well not dodge not slot one because before he supers his defense is definitely weak, but after he super like at the very least slot two or slot three, very 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 good unit, very good option. He gives you the option to live a super. That's what I really like about this man. And even after he fuses, he's actually weaker when he fuses, but even after he fuses, he's still pretty good. He raises defense for one turn on super. He gets an additional attack and defense 120% when performing a super attack, so he gets an extra 20%. You will see the stats go up too, and he definitely is not. He gets more chances to attack and more chances to raise his defense on super on it as transformed. But I feel like the better version of him is definitely his base form. So you want to try and end the match as soon as possible. Because he does, you can't control when he transforms. He transforms in turn 5 from the start of battle. So you physically can't control him and keep him in this base form. But this base form is very, very good. And that's why I'm putting him in number 4. All right, let's talk about what I think. Like I said, so these guys right here, these from 10 to 4, I believe these 6 right here, you can swap. Like you could really convince me. You could really convince me like, oh God, Goku has to go number 4, and I'll be like, yeah, whatever. I really don't care. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. You know what? That's what you feel. That's what you feel. The top 3 though, I definitely feel like you would have to make a really good argument to make me put anyone in the top 3 below anyone in the top 4. But I'd be down to hear you out. But let's just start. I got a number 3. I got Golden Frieza. I got AGL Golden Frieza. Now, let me be clear right now. The reason I have this Golden Frieza is he is very hit or miss when it comes to the HP. So if you check this out, if you have this Golden Frieza on a 200% leader skill, you take a lot of damage. You go below 40% HP. It's very hard, but it is possible. You go below 40% HP and you enter the next turn below 40% HP, this Frieza is dying. This Frieza is getting you killed. You cannot heal up and go above 40% HP and think that he's gonna heal, that he's gonna reduce damage received by 90%. No, that doesn't happen with this Frieza. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. This Frieza he's built that way. If you get to the next turn above 40% HP, you're cooking. This Frieza's tanking. Nothing to worry about. If you're below 40% HP, he will die. There's no maybe. He will die. But that's the whole purpose of him. The whole purpose of him is you put him in slot 1. He tanks all the supers or all the attacks and even some of the supers. And then your slot 2 Cooler or your slot 2 LR AGL Golden Frieza is doing the damage. So this guy, his main role is to tank, and he fulfills it very well as long as he's above 40% HP. So I don't have a problem putting this Frieza in 3rd place. I don't think it's a stretch putting him in 3rd place. I don't think that he is like, I think there's a gap. Like I said, the top 3, I think there's a gap between the top 3 and 4 and below. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see the last 2. So number 2. God Goku. So I don't even need to tell you why this guy's good, but I'm still gonna cover it real quick. Obviously, he reduces damage received by 77% when there's a movie bosses and pure Saiyans category enemy. Right now, the red zone consists of mostly villains, but you best believe there's gonna be more pure Saiyan enemies coming up pretty soon. There is one move. He dominates the movie bosses red zone. But in a couple of the stages on some of the other red zones. But for the most part, this guy is just such a reliable option. There's no way you're not bringing him against the movie bosses and a pure Saints enemy. You have to bring this dude. This dude will tank any one of those supers. Any super that he needs to tank, he will tank, which is such a reliable option. He's so good when it comes to that. Again, like AGL Golden Frieza, what he is meant to do, he does it really well, and he helps out on all. Look at all of these teams. You can literally bring in every single one of these teams, and he will help out as long as he's facing a movie bosses or pure Saiyans enemy. You can have him on on fucking bond of friendship, not linking with anyone, and he'll still do his job. That's the whole point of him. Because the whole point of him is he's sought one unit that you want to tank normals and supers before your weaker units attack. And he does that job effortlessly. So for that, I'm definitely putting him number 2. But, ladies and gentlemen, number 1. Let's just put him right there. Let's just put him right there. Okay. All right. They made this guy way too good. It's actually insane how good they made this guy. This Bardock is by far one of the most insane units I've ever seen. The banner units, at least, that I've ever seen. And this Bardock, sorry, I was putting my headphones away. But this Bardock is one of the better floating units in the game. He is not a slot 1 unit unless you are confident that the first hit that he takes is not a super attack. If you, for whatever reason, have a scouter, you're confident the first hit is not a super attack, then you could argue he is a slot 1 unit, because this guy is insane. Fully built up, so this is a rough estimate. Fully built up, this Bardock is at about roughly on a 200% leader skill, he's roughly at about 600, 700k defense, guarding and supporting. Fully built up. You take 2 hits, you take the 30% attack and defense from the second hit, you get the first hit, they'll help you guard, and you super or you double super. And I didn't even consider double supering. If you just super once, he's at like 600k, 700k defense. And if you super again, he's even higher, and he's guarding. This Bardock is insane. Yes, he is stuck under that restriction that he needs to get hit once, and that first time that he gets hit, he can take a lot of damage. I'm not gonna lie to you, he can take a lot of damage, but after he's done taking that hit, it's over. It's over. He's crazy. He's crazy good, because he does good damage too. That's the crazy part. Like, he doesn't even raise his attack on super, and he still does good damage. Man's out here proving that, yeah, I got that dog in me. And I even brought him to some of my red zone clearings where I used him as the leader skill. Granted, I wanted to use double Bardock as a leader skill, but I don't have anyone as a friend that would put Bardock as a leader skill, or would have Bardock as a leader skill. So, I mean, that's not a good... I think that's a great thing if you're using Bardock as your leader skill. You're definitely trolling or doing a content creating like me. But, yes, this man, I like this man. I cleared so much content with this dude. This Bardock is pretty crazy. It is, like I said, you have to get hit. That first hit is gonna hurt, depending on your leader skill and like how many links you have activated and who you have on the rotation. That first hit might hurt, but after that first hit, it's basically wraps. You're taking whatever else that boss is giving you. So the fact that you can do that, and he's not restricted, that's why I have him above God Goku, because God Goku technically, if I'm giving my personal opinion, God Goku would technically be better than him because of that 77% damage reduction. It's something that would be better than him, but the fact that this guy is not restricted against fighting specific bosses, and you can still bring him on any team, and he's still gonna support. He still have to get hit, but he's still gonna support, and he's still gonna be a great 7 option. I just had to give this to Bardock. There's no way I couldn't give it to Bardock. And yeah, that's the whole tier list, guys. Like I said, I personally think, this is my opinion, this tier list is a little bit more subjective than the other one. This is my personal opinion. I think the top 3 guys are very, very obvious, the top 3 banner units, but I think everyone else you could interchange. Like, if you really wanted to put Supreme Kai of Time in number 4 because you like that 12% chance to crit that she gives you, or that she has a chance to give you, by all means, you can do that. I don't care, but this is how I feel these units would become. I definitely, if you have this Bardock, definitely level him up, easy A him, and put him on your team. He is very good. Same with some of these units. If you don't have this Tech God Goku, but you do have the SDR God Goku, level him up. Use him. He's these units are all very decent 7 slot options, or I like to say 7 slot options, but basically like your 6 unit option. Like you're like, oh, I need a 6 unit. Who am I using? One of these guys could definitely help you out as a 6 unit. They're not gonna be your main units, but they're definitely good 6 units. I also want to give a shout out real quick to this Vegeta. This Vegeta, he's very bad. All right, but if you're guarding with him and you have his on a 200% leader skill, if you're guarding with him, if you get lucky and you guard with him, he does tank normals. So this Vegeta isn't that terrible. All right, guys. I know some of you guys might think that he's pretty shit, but he's not that terrible. You can definitely clear content with him. But yeah, that's about it. This is a tier list. I'm trying to make it shorter than the other one because these units are very much not. I don't think. I think the top 3 would challenge the other banner units that I was talking about on my previous tier list, but I don't think after the top 3, I don't think any of the other units could challenge the other banner units. But yeah, that's about it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Tell me what you think. Hit that like button if you like it, so I know to make more tier lists. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.